Hi guys. So I am just getting the last parts of setup done so that we can chat. Hello, somebody's with me. Whoever's with me, come and say hi. There's a little chat feature, so you can just put a comment that, hey, I'm here, just so I know who I'm chatting with. So I can share. Hello, Julie. Welcome. And hello, Willis. Welcome, Willis. This is your first time with us. I'm getting comfy, settling in. So, hope you all have been having a good week. Hello, number 4, whoever you are joining us. Lovely to see you. Yeah, you didn't see that. I'll be right back. Woo! Okay, so your Willis, I know, is one of our big diehard Disney people, even more than me. I'm jealous of all the cool things you sometimes get to do. It's very fun. So I didn't have any official questions posed before the chat tonight. So if you guys do have questions or things you want to bring up, please jump in. So you're going, wait, what are the dates you're going to be there, Willis? This may be appropriate, actually. And is it land or world? We're going to be there for the same time, just so you know. My big change and announcement. I last minute just booked a new stay because I want to get use out of that annual pass for October, flying in Friday night, which I believe is the 25th, being there the 26th and the 27th, and flying out stupid o'clock in the morning on the 28th. So, woohoo. Yeah, okay. When this is all done, you and I do need to chat and see if we can coordinate. Yes, I hear you. Come on up, my love. I am staying at a value resort because, hey, broke, but it works. You're flying in the 25th. Excellent. Southwest, what time do you land? No, we'll talk later. We'll talk off the public forum and we can figure it out. You're at Pop? Okay, I'm doing sports this time. I don't think Pop was available when I had my last minute, oh my God, I want to do this. So, all right, so what we're going to start talking about is this trip. So I just made the decision that I was, as an annual pass holder, was going to go hit the parks, and it was going to be what it was going to be. So I initially, this is Sammy. If you've not met her, come here, Sammy. This is Sammy. Hello, beautiful. Thank you, dear. Ow, she likes to bite my nose. Oh, I know it's kisses. Oh, but she likes to bite my nose. Oh, my goodness. Stop biting my nose, kitten. You made your camera debut. All right, so, whoa, what just happened there? I have no idea what that is, but that is not what I wanted to look at. Thank you. Let me go live. Stop. Yes, I know. Okay, so I decided I was going to make a trip for myself. And by myself, it wasn't necessarily going to be cost effective to go on property. So I just got used some of my Hilton timeshare, my Hilton honors points, and found a hotel, and either was going to Uber or at that point decided I was going to rent a car just because of safety issues, being female and by myself. So we went ahead and I booked all those things, got the reservations, and then made a call to a friend and said, hey, you're probably not available to do this, but you interested? And she was. So she decided to join. And there's a third person who might be joining us. Well, I originally got a king bed. I'm like, this might be a little crowded. So went and, sorry, this is still from kitty bitey stuff, kitten. But she, so I went online and I realized that for really not much more, I originally was going to have about like $124 for the rental car, and it was going to be about $265 for the hotel with points and stuff, which is incredibly cheap. And as an annual pass holder, you don't pay for parking. So I then looked at a room that opened up over at All Star Sports, and it was a preferred room, which means it's closer to the front, closer to the center. Put it in there and went, okay, what do you got? And it was going to be $30 more a person to not have to drive, to be able to just enjoy myself and do whatever. So guess what? She had a connection, got herself some tickets, and we're going to Disney World. She had to make her arrangements to get her tickets set up in her account. I'd helped her walk through the Disney Experience account. got those connected, added her to all of my fast passes. We've got Oga's Cantina. I'm going to be doing the Animation Academy over at Animal Kingdom. Because I really want to make sure I do that. I can't do a lot of the roller coasters. She can't do them at all. So it adjusts, how you plan for yourself. Because I originally just kind of plotted 2 days for me. What do I want to do? The big thing I desperately wanted to do on this trip was go see Food and Wine. While I will get to see it again later, I wanted to see the new fireworks show at Epcot. So the second half of the first day is all about Epcot. The morning is going to be sort of Animal Kingdom. So when we talked about plotting and planning, welcome to my brain. I looked at the schedule and said, all right, which parks have extra magic hours? Which parks have parties that night? For example, the second night I'm there, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party is happening. Well, notoriously, if you don't get a park hopper, which means a park hopper means you can go from park to park. You could go to all 4 parks. You could go back and forth to them as much as you wanted. If you are doing a non-park hopper ticket, which means you get 1 park in a day, and even if you're staying on property, you got 1 park to go to. If you know that park is going to close at 6 o'clock because a party is starting afterwards, you're not going to go to that park. So the days that the big parties happen in the evenings where the park gets closed early are notoriously good days to go on those parks. So that morning I'm going to start at Magic Kingdom. Actually, because I'm crazy and because you have extra magic hours, I'm actually going to get up, do the 6 o'clock at Galaxy's Edge, because you get 3 hours in Hollywood Studios just for the people who are staying on property. Then we're going to go to Animal Kingdom because they have an evening extra magic hours. No, wait, that's the first day. Second day. There's a lot of jumping around and a lot of fun park hopping, and it's going to be a hoot and a half. I'm thrilled and excited and ecstatic about all of it. So suffice to say, yeah, this is going to be fun. And the friend that I am going with has gone before. I know she's seen the fireworks shows and things, but she's not been recently. And you did have a question, Julie? I answered the question. I said you had to ask Drew. And I have asked Drew. I have not heard from him yet, so he may not be able to make it, but that is not a Disney question. Disney will, and Drew is not the person I'm traveling with. So there you go. It's a Disney question now. But that is okay. It is all good. We still have somebody else here, I think. Yeah, I'm actually going to be staying, Willis. I'm going to be staying at Pop Century Inn. I'll be back. Boo! I'm going to be staying in Pop Century in December when I do my holiday trip. So I am going to get to stay there. Now, that means you get to take the gondolas. Am I correct? Are you excited? Well, right now they're not running. I don't know if they've started back up again yet, but the gondola, have you been following what was happening with the gondolas, Willis? Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. Well, yeah, because he ends up in my vlogs. You are correct. And I whimpered at, he was actually the first person I asked about coming on this trip coming up, but he was not available for various and sundry reasons. So you will get a whole new entertaining personality with me this time. That's what I thought. They're not going to. You have got to be kidding me, dude. Yeah, we're seriously going to need to talk because I'm there through January 1, stupid o'clock in the morning as well. And we're going to talk offline. We have much to talk about this evening, so I'm hoping you have some time once we're done this live chat because it may or may not be long. Oh, very cool. Okay. So the Skyliner, for those of you who do not know, had an issue where at the Riviera. So if you're looking at the way they got this, it's 3 separate lines. You have Hollywood Studios to the Caribbean Beach Resort. You have the Caribbean Beach Resort to Pop Century and Art of Animation. And then you have Caribbean Beach Resort going through the Riviera and making another turn and ending at Epcot. The Riviera station is functioning, but is not open yet because the Riviera wasn't open yet. Somewhere in that line between Epcot and the Caribbean Beach, in that Riviera area, 2 of the cars didn't connect in properly, and then they collided in on each other with people on it. Now, when the gondolas are moving, they're very comfortable, nice breeze, very wonderful. When they're not moving, all that worry about people saying, oh, it's going to be too hot or there's going to be a problem. Yeah, it's a problem. And people were in there for 3 hours. And if you have other insight on that you're allowed to talk about, Willis, please feel free to throw that in because I'm just going with what I got from the assorted sites. So Yeah. Oh, was it night? Oh, thank God it was at night, because yeah, that would have been miserable otherwise. Um, at night would have meant boiling hot, but at least the sun wasn't out, so people weren't cooking up there. That's kind of fabulous. Yeah, I would not have been happy about that at all. Um, yeah, that. Okay, so yeah, so right now they're not running. I'm assuming they're trying to retweak, etc., because I'm guessing they really want to have everything up come Rise of the Resistance opening and basically December in the holiday season, because they've been really, I think, counting on that to alleviate some of the bus traffic and to give people a different method of getting places. Now, of course, it's interesting, if it gets too windy, it doesn't run. If it gets weather gets too dangerous, it's not going to run. I mean, rain in general, I don't think is a problem, but there's a lot of things that are going to cause them to have to shut down. So it is by no means always going to be functioning, always going to be available. But when it is available, it's really cool. Don't be afraid of heights, or if you are, try to get into one of the ones that has a ramp. It will be slightly less scary, but it's kind of interesting. Lightning, well, yeah, lightning within 3 miles. You're talking, that's the same as you would have with any of the roller coasters. That's it. Within 3 miles, you have to shut down. You have to stop. But yeah, absolutely, absolutely, because safety has to be first. And thank God that they are that concerned about it, which always makes me feel safe and relieved and stuff there. So let me ask you this, and now that I've rambled briefly. So yeah, so I'm going to be there during the weekend. The Renaissance Festival closes on the 19th and 20th, and then that next weekend I will be doing a jump in, play around at Disney jump out party for myself and my friend. And that, like I said, there is a possibility a third person will be joining us, and we're all from the fair, so we're crazy, and we've been used to really long days on our feet for a long time. So, woo, 16-mile walking. But I clarified my Magic Express this morning, this morning, because normally I book through a travel agent if I'm going to stay on property, but because this time I was originally not staying on property, was sitting in the airport in North Carolina yesterday, Wilmington, not Raleigh, and was staring at it and going, "Oh, really? Ooh, text. Do you want to do this? Why, sure, yeah, okay. Book, cancel, 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 cancel." So I didn't go through my agent because it was a room only. It doesn't do a whole lot for her anyway. And yeah, and then just went, but I didn't see this. Let me fix this. Let me fix that. And I will tell you right now, if you need to call for any reason, busy. I'm waiting anywhere from 15 to 45 minutes on hold with the system. I mean, at least you hear fun music, it plays in the background and you can keep working, but it is pretty intense. Yeah, we're good fair people. We're festival people. So I will be vlogging this trip. I'll be vlogging both of my trips, so keep that in mind, Willis. Yeah, I'm just all the fun, all the things. I know I will be drinking on this one coming up because I will be giving up. I've been giving up chocolate, seafood, and alcohol, and I'll get to have them all again. I am also thinking about trying to get to see Enchanted Rose. I know, yeah, Enchanted Rose. I'm looking forward to the Enchanted. All right, for those of you who follow vlogs, Misner's or Meisner's. I've always pronounced it Misner's, and other people online say Meisner's, so don't know what's right. But it's gone now, so it doesn't matter. Was this lounge in the Grand Floridian on the second floor. Next to where Citricos was, they shared a kitchen, Victoria and Albert's. But it was this little lounge you could just go in, get a quick snack or a drink. Kind of looked like an older generation's type space. So they were trying, I guess, to bring more people in. They got rid of the shop that was next to it. They tore that down. They rebuilt it as the Enchanted Rose. So it's Beauty and the Beast themed. There's a Cogsworth clock on one of the shelves. The chandelier in the main bar, it looks like the ruffles, the bright yellow golden ruffles of Belle's dress. It's very pretty, the video and footage I've seen. So we may be going and hitting that up. Not sure. Or we may go do Disney Springs. Normally, I do a whole lot of reservations, all kinds of food reservations and things. But because it was just 2 days, and originally I was going by myself, I went, you know what? I'm going to rough it. I'm going to just do quick service. Yeah, I know. Kel Surprise from me. But we're going to give it a try and do more of that and see what we like, what we don't like. So, like, as I said, if anyone has questions about Disney, about stuff that's been going on recently, questions about planning your own trips, please feel free to I'm sorry, on this side, throw a question out. If you are enjoying the conversation, please give it a like. So maybe I'll get more than 100 subscribers eventually. Maybe, why not? And if you see this after the fact and you have questions or things you want to know about Disney, you want to find out about the trip, etc., you can still put comments down below. You'll see like the videos, and then below that you'll see a comment section. Please go ahead, pop in a question, pop in a comment. Very happy to help answer. I will preface this, well, or post this, post face. That just doesn't sound like a good word. I will say that I do not make any money from this, at least not now. Eventually, if I got, multiple thousands of followers and subscribers, maybe I would be making something. But right now, I'm making nothing. I am not a travel agent. I do not make a dime from any of this. I am doing this and talking about the crazy way I plan because I love it. The trip I'm planning in the December time frame is, I was talking to one of the people I'm meeting up with when I'm there, and told her some of my crazy foo, and I will explain it to you. So I have a timeshare in Orlando, and I usually use those points because obviously it's going to be cheaper to stay there than it is necessarily to stay on property. I also will go to Universal as well as Disney during that time frame, depending on who I go with. So I made the reservation partially through the timeshare, but because I have 4 people going this time, I wanted to expand the space so that the one couple had their own bedroom, I had my own room, and then we've got an 11-year-old with us this time. So she'll be sleeping on the couch, or if mom and dad want to have her share the room, there are multitudes of options. We all get our privacy. Terrific. So it was because that takes up more points, I didn't have as many days that I could play with the amount of points I own. So I looked at the schedules and I said, well, the first 2 days I'm going to be by myself. Drew is in Delaware. Oh, what's he doing why didn't he tell me he was in Delaware? How sad. Okay. So I made the initial reservation for myself. I said, 2 days by myself, I'm not going to want to have a car. I don't want to spend that extra money. I'm going to live crazily, and I'm going to do a bounce back. So when I was there in June, I did a bounce back, and I booked 2 days. And those 2 days were going to be staying on property, and I got Pop Century. And at that point, it was because I thought the gondolas would be running. It would be very cool. So I went ahead and booked that. Then my friends were coming out, and originally they were going to come out on the 27th in the morning, and then they said, well, why don't we come in, they said, why don't we just come in on the 26th, the night before, and that way we can jump right in and be there to do stuff. I said, okay, well, then we have to get hotel space for that. And then I worked it out with my agent where she helped me add them into our reservation, because then they could also do the Magical Express and we wouldn't have to rent a car because suddenly it was much cheaper. So we got that set up. It was lovely. And then we started looking at flight costs to go back, and they went, well, wow, it's so expensive to go back then on the 31st. And well, look how cheap it is to go on the 1st. And could we just go through the 1st? So I went back to the Disney site. What's available 31st? And because I did this early enough, there was a room available on the 31st. And it was at All Star Sports. And I went, you know what? For one night, so we can get the Magical Express, who cares? So we did that. And so we're Magical Expressing in, Ubering to my timeshare, and we'll Uber back to Disney Springs and Universal during that time. Then moving back for New Year's Eve on Disney property, go do something New Year's Eve, and then we have a 6:00 flight. So I'm not going to sleep that night, but I'll be working the next day. No, that's this time. I'm just a crazy person when it comes to Disney. It really is. And what are we talking about, Drew in Delaware? Okay, well, that's why he didn't respond when I said, hey, are you going to be around? It's all right. We're doing good. We can survive without him. But I'm sure he's doing well. So I will ask you, Julie and Willis, since I know you're the two here. I'm not sure who the other person is. Let's start with this. What is your favorite park of the parks in Disney, in the Disney bubble? So we're really talking Epcot, Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, Blizzard Beach, and Typhoon Lagoon. Julie says, You may survive what? Okay, I missed that one. I've jumped my subject matter. So you're a water park fan. Now, what is it about Typhoon Lagoon that you love so much? Because I've never been to Typhoon Lagoon. Magic Kingdom. And why is Magic Kingdom your top one out of the 4, or 6, I should say? What do you find there that you're not finding at the other places? I'm curious. It's going to be fun. Do, 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 she says. Stop. I do not want to do that. Oh, well, see, now, Julie, that reminds me, sleeping by the wave pool, of when we went to senior trip of high school. What was that? Wet and Wild. When we went to Wet and Wild. And yeah, I think I might even have a photograph of you sleeping. I know someone took a photograph of me sleeping by the wave pool, because that's about all I can do. Nostalgia. Mgm Studios. Yeah, and see, I loved Mgm Studios when it was Mgm Studios. When they still had the backstage tour, at the end of the backstage tour, at the beginning of its time, or middle of its time, they actually had a memorabilia style store, which ended up moving up to the front of the park and then pretty much wasting away. But they had baseball shirts. Number 1, number 2, and number 3. Who, what, and I don't know. I bought number 3, I don't know. I'm sorry I didn't buy the others. It eventually, I think I still have it. It got paint or something on it, so I don't get to use it a whole lot. But I adored that shirt, and I adored when it really was old Hollywood. I'm curious to see what some of the changes are. Willis, have you been into Galaxy's Edge yet? I think you went into the other one. Well, see, now, Julie, it depends on when you go to Magic Kingdom. As I was saying, like going before Mickey Not So Scary Halloween Party, it can be empty. It's just a matter of knowing when you can go, and it's harder when you have kids simply because you're going when the kids are free, which means all the kids are free. Yeah, well, actually, construction is pretty much done at Hollywood Studios. It's kicking up at Epcot now, badly. It is severely so. Epcot in the 90s was fun, not so much lately. Yeah, I mean, they're changing a lot of Epcot-y stuff. But yeah, not fun. Not fun. Please tell me you're being sarcastic about too many animals in Animal Kingdom. Because that's just... Okay, I'm going to keep going. Hollywood Studios is not just Star Wars. Hollywood Studios is going to be soon it's going to be the Mickey's Runaway Railway, which is going to be the trackless ride, similar to Ratatouille in France, which is now coming here to Epcot. And I don't like my thing is I don't even go down to the side where Fantasmic is anymore, because I don't ride either of those rides, which means I missed the Lightning McQueen thing, which I don't even know if it's doing anything much anymore. I have seen the Beauty and the Beast show once, and I saw Fantasmic a while ago, but tell me your thoughts if you've seen Fantasmic at both parks. I absolutely adore Fantasmic at Disneyland, and it did little to nothing for me in Disney World. And I think it's because you sit in a stadium, and you're not in the park and in the magic of the park. And it always bothered me, so I'm just curious. I liked Epcot before Disneyland. Yeah, me too. I missed the movie ride. Oh, well, I mean, they're not there all the time. But I mean, I like that they are in much more comfortable habitats than some of the other places. Is it? Yeah, I never saw the Lightning McQueen show. I think it was out the last time I went, but it was not kind of where I really wanted to head at that point. Yeah, I love Fantasmic in Disneyland. That is my favorite. Good. Okay, then it's not just me, and I don't feel like I'm missing something when I go over to Hollywood Studios. Yeah, Cars. I was not fun with Cars. Okay, so yeah, I keep going. Oh, maybe I should go back and try it again. Maybe I should go see Fantasmic again. No, I really don't want to. It's just boo this. Excuse me. So, the stunt show is gone. I don't know if it's still in France. I think it's gone from France too. But the car stunt show is gone, and then the Indiana Jones stunt show is still there. I remember going there when they were telling us, "Oh no, it's going away forever." So I made sure I went to see it, and it's been like 8 years since that happened. So it's still there. Yeah, it's really not worth it. I'll tell you though, my favorite fireworks in the 4 parks as of this moment are the Star Wars ones, and it's there's something about the way the music is timed to be part of the when they projections, part of the projections. I knew I'd say that word sometime. So, um, I love the Star Wars fireworks. So I'm hoping to get my friend to see those. I know we're doing Oga's Cantina this time. When I go in December, they've already got lightsaber and droid appointments, so they'll be able to do that. Them, I don't need those things. I love the Star Wars movies. I absolutely adore them. I'm probably more Wars than Trek, and but I've never been that crazy about that much detail. I guess I'm geeky even more so in other things. You are doing Savis. Okay, cool. So I'll be observing Savis in December. So yeah, I'm very excited about that. Yeah, my friends, two of them are going to build lightsabers, and one of them is going to build a droid. So we'll get to watch all of it, and then I don't have to spend the money, and I don't have to walk home with a thing. So it'll be good. It'll be very good. I'm very excited. I went Disney at Disney World. No, well, unfortunately, Muppets and Star Wars belong to Disney. Part of me, so they are Disney now. So you're getting what is it. So, well, you don't have Marvel out here. Pretty much not all, almost not at all. Mostly because of the Universal agreement. I am curious as to if and when all that Universal stuff might switch over, or if it's never going to switch over, because I really want the Marvel stuff out here. I really do. Because I won't ride the Hulk ride. I won't ride the Free or Fall ride. I won't ride the Accelatron Storm Force Accelatron. Basically, all of the Marvel stuff. The only thing I will ride in Universal at Marvel is the Universal Spider-Man ride, the one where you're sitting in a car and it's mostly going from screen to screen, because I can stomach that literally. That is true. Disney owns Simpsons and Marvel 2 areas. Yeah, I know. You go on the Hulk then. Go every time. Go for me. The next time you go twice, because then you're riding it for me, because I walk on. All right, so every time I get to Universal, and to me, it's funny. And you walk in on Islands of Adventure, and they've got that netting under Hulk for the people who are stupid and don't empty their pockets when it says empty your pockets. And I walk by and I see it like shooting out its gun thing and spinning. And I walk underneath and I see a wallet, some sunglasses, a couple other things just hanging out in the netting. And I look at it and go, no, just don't understand it. No clue. Don't get it. And then I just keep walking. And that's my entire experience. I did have a friend who, when we went one winter, the one year it was in the 40s every morning. That was the year that they could not do the Indiana Jones stunt show because the hydraulics won't run when it's under 40 degrees. So they could only do the first 7 minutes of the show. Yeah. It was cold that year. I had to buy gloves in Florida. I felt stupid because I had 12 pairs at home. But the so one morning we went to Universal, and my friend who does like roller coasters went onto the Hulk, sat next to a woman whose husband would not go on the ride either, and the two of them rode it. And they screamed, and they came off the ride, and their faces were bright red from almost being frozen. So yeah, not my thing, not my thing. But yes, question about Spider-Man. How come all these urban rides, which are set in cities like Spider-Man, why are the cities so dark and dangerous looking? Well, okay, that is a funny concept, but then this is a comic book. Sort of, that's the nature of most of them. I don't know many comics that are happy and fresh and light, unless you're talking Care Bears, and I don't even think they had a comic book. But also, technical effects. If it's a really bright space, when you're walking around like that, you're going to see the technical effects they're trying to hide from you. It's all smoke and mirrors. Whoa. You did not empty their pockets. They paid for you. Yeah, exactly. They didn't empty They didn't empty their pockets. Their money falls out. Oh, look, 25 cents. Here's $1. There you go. I'm rich. I'm done for the day. Well, they can't. Yeah, but it's that whole kind of, you're looking at the seedy underbelly. If you're talking about why people would stay there, sometimes they simply can't afford to get out. I mean, if you're talking really, if we want to talk politics and we want to talk social stuff, which is not really what this is about, but the people that are stuck in those places are the people that simply don't have the money to get out and are sort of in that spiral of being there. My family grew up in a city, and I lucked out in that they were able to get themselves into the suburbs, into Willingboro, a Levitt town, for those of you who don't know the area. And it is what it is. We grow from there. Jeez. Well, congratulations for making so much money off of all of these other people being stupid. If they had not been stupid, I would feel bad, but they were stupid. So I don't. Yeah, it is what it is. Okay, so gang, let's go back to Disney. So Magic Kingdom is your most favorite. What's your favorite ride, Willis, in Magic Kingdom? Curious. I have a suspicion. Yeah. Do, do, do. I'm gonna wait. Yep. Okay. Me too. Haunted Mansion. It's funny. It's like as a child, it terrified me. And the number 13 on the clock with the hand going across it still wigs me out even now. But yeah, that makes me happy. That and Buzz Lightyear, because I got Galactic Hero once. I was very happy about Galactic Hero. How fast does it go? Did anyone ever die here? Will I get sick? What time is the 4 o'clock show? What time is, someone actually asked me that this weekend. So what time is the 3 o'clock parade? Ironically, the 3 o'clock parade is at 2 o'clock right now in Magic Kingdom, which makes it not as bad a question. How fast does it go? 65 miles per hour. That's test track. Fastest ride at Disney. Close second to the People Mover and the Carousel of Progress. I like the Carousel of Progress because of its information and the history about it, because I did that VIP tour, the Marceline to Magic Kingdom, and they did talk about the history of that, why GE was on some of the appliances that aren't there anymore and things like that. So that was fascinating. But I fall asleep a lot in Carousel of Progress, probably because of how hard I push on these trips. So I would almost, I love the People Mover though. The best time to ride the People Mover is at night. And I stand by that, because when you get on the People Mover at night and you go into Space Mountain and your eyes are already accustomed to the dark, you actually can see the track. Better would be like going in the daylight and Space Mountain stopped and the lights are on, then you would still see the track. But to me, that was the most exciting, is that you could acclimate a little better visually. But yeah, I love the People Mover. Unfortunately, lots of people have learned how cool the People Mover is, which means the lines have gotten much longer, especially, oh my God, there was like a 20-minute line to get on the People Mover during Christmas. That's insane. That's insane. It should not happen. Get off of my lawn. It's all good. Yeah, People Mover is wonderful. It makes me happy. Second favorite, no longer there. Oh, now see, if you go to Disneyland, Julie, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride is still there. And if you go to the Haunted Mansion up in the the graveyard for the animals, you'll see Mr. Toad in the upper corner. His statue is still there. But yeah, I love when I went to Disney World or Disneyland. That was like, I had to go on Mr. Toad. And I love the fact that it's a Disney ride in a happy family park. And this happy family park has a ride where a guy gets really drunk and gets in a car and crashes and dies and goes to hell. This is a Disney ride. Yay! Makes me very happy. Hello, Spike. Welcome. Spike the Tank Agent and Friends. Welcome, Spike. A pleasure to meet you. Yeah, Toad is wonderful. True. Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, you can enjoy it a multitude of times. It's a very quick ride though. But like the other thing is, like the Snow White ride we had out here, they still have there, and I love the fact that you can do that. What do we got? We've got lots of people I don't know. Hola, I don't know what you're saying. Something about Mexico. So welcome. Will the circle be unbroken, which is about it? Okay. I don't know that one. I'm a little disturbed, Julie, but it's all good. Okay. So all right. So that's your favorite ride in Magic Kingdom. Favorite ride in Epcot, or I will say favorite experience. So there are not as many rides. Let's see what people like. And we're probably going to go for another 10 minutes or so, guys. Not a whole lot more than that. Okay, if that's really what we're adding, then let's do that. Well, Horizons isn't there. However, the building Horizons was in is the going to be the new play area, I believe, the kids' play area. Okay, so here's my sad story about Illuminations. I was there in June, and I knew it was ending. So I made plans to get dinner and to go see Illuminations. Finished dinner at Le Cellier, walk right out, and service was really slow. And it was okay. It was not my best time at Le Cellier. I've had better food there. And as we're waiting for the guy to come back so we can pay the bill, I start hearing the fireworks going off. And I'm tables in Wonderland, which means the only way that the discount comes off the bill is if I'm the one paying for it, which means I couldn't leave. And I'm hearing the fireworks. I managed to rush out toward the very end. I saw the last 4 or 5 minutes. Made me very sad. Yeah, that was sad. But, and I'm curious, I've seen video of the new one, and I've always noticed if you see the video of stuff, it never does it justice. You know, I part of me wants to really see the Magic Kingdom fireworks, but I think I'm going to be doing the Star Wars ones on this next trip besides the Epcot show. Yeah, see, and that was my last chance to do it, and I totally blew it, and I'm very, very unhappy with myself. I love the show, but yeah, sadness, much sadness. Do fireworks. I saw that. Okay, so you did that with the Diz Unplugged group. Am I correct, sir? Were you doing like the Adventures by Disney, whatever, not Adventures by Disney, but their touring group that all the guys from the talk show do? Because I see you commenting on the talk shows when they're doing them. I haven't been able to watch their shows lately. That's what I thought. So, are you allowed to dish about the people that you met or not? Or do you have to do that in private as well? I will ask that here, and then you can say no or yes. Because I'm curious what their personalities are like when they're not on screen, as it were, or on video. That's what I thought there. Yeah, that's very cool. That's very cool. And I know you did the Disneyland tour with them, which looked kind of amazing as well. So I was very excited about both of those. I lived vicariously through you, although you did not take as many pictures the last time. It was sad, but very much enjoyed it. Yeah, I got that impression. Am I correct that they're pretty much what you see on camera, off camera? I have a feeling Craig is a little bit more laid back, or let me clarify, is a little more comfortable when he's not on camera. I think he's working a little more on camera. I have a feeling Rhino's just about the same, but I could be wrong. Yeah, that was amazing. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, they're a hoot and a half. I adore watching them, and Rhino is my favorite. I admit it. I admit it freely. So very cool. I'm very glad. So, all right. So we're probably going to go for another, I'm going to say 3 or 4 minutes, unless people have stuff they want to ask about or stuff they want to talk about. Oh, cool. Yay. Makes me happy. Yeah, it's kind of exciting that they've been able to comfortably make their entire livelihood about, well, I take that back because I guess Craig also worked at Universal, and I don't know if Rhino does other work as well, but that they make at least some chunk of their livelihood out of doing stuff they love, like me and Fairs, and who knows, eventually maybe this. You never know. But yeah, very cool, very cool. It's really weird because I realize, like, for you guys, the chat is over here, but when I'm looking at it, the chat is over here. So, like, I'll go say chat, and it's like, no, chat. I remember Drew kept going, "Why are you doing that?" And he looked at his phone and went, "Oh, yeah, you did it right." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. Like, it's dyslexia or something." Okay, so when this is done, I'm gonna touch base with you, Mr. Willis, on a slightly more private channel because yeah. And if anybody has any questions, we'll leave this up for a couple minutes. If you have anything, ask your questions now, in terms of Disney questions and stuff like that I can answer. Oh, no, I won't do it live, honey. Don't worry. I just don't want to do it on a public forum, since it is private travel and stuff. I can be public and say whatever I want about my trip. I'm not going to force somebody else to do that without their willingness. But that is true. That is true. And we will book of faces very quickly when this is done. So I'm going to say we're going to close this up for the evening. We've been about 40 minutes. It's a little shorter than normal, but I think we've had a lovely chat. If you have watched this and you've enjoyed it, please hit that like button. If you are not already a subscriber and you're enjoying this, please subscribe. If you hit the bell icon, you'll know when I'm talking next. And if you have questions that you want me to answer, if you know me on Facebook, drop the question to Facebook as another live chat option. I'm going to try. I will not be able to do this next Wednesday. I'm going to try to do it next Friday as well, right before closing weekend. And then after that, maybe we'll talk in Disney. Yay! But yeah, so I'm hoping this will be able to get more steadily once the festival is over. But I want to thank you all for coming out, and drop your questions below. And I will talk to you next time, and I will talk to some of you sooner than that. And have a great night, guys. See you soon. And I don't have a tagline.